What's up, guys? Bob Busker here at ThinkComputers, and today we're taking a look at this case from Inwin. It is their GR1, and it is one of their most feature-packed cases that I have seen. So let's go ahead and get started. Taking a look at the case, you can see we received the white version. It also comes in metallic gray, and you also notice this is a pretty large case. This is a full tower case. Now if we start here at the front, you have all of your front panel connections as well as buttons right here. So right in the middle you have your power button, reset button over here. You also have a fan controller, so you can put your fan on silent or on turbo, high and low. You have two USB 3.0 ports. You have headphone and microphone ports, and two USB 2.0 ports. Moving down, you have three 5 1/4 inch bays. Now, this looks like you have bays all the way down, but this is kind of just to make the front of the case kind of look uniform. You press this in here, pops out just like that. And behind there, you have two 140mm intake fans. At the top of the case, you have this little flap right here that lifts up, and it gives you a hard drive dock. So, you know, if you want to quickly swap out drives or do something like that, there is enough room for 2.5 and 3.5 inch hard drives right up here. The rest of the top of the case has this ventilated section, which actually looks pretty cool. Has the mesh right there and everything. And behind that is a single 140mm top mounted fan. Taking a look at the side panel, you can see it is very large, and it's not the plain white or black side panel that we're used to seeing as far as the window. It is actually blue, which is going to give a really cool contrast to everything that's going to be installed inside your case. The opposite side panel of the case is pretty plain, except for there is a ventilated section right here that goes right behind your CPU, which you can fit a 140 or 120mm fan, just to give you the that little bit of extra cooling for your CPU. Taking a look at the back of the case, you have 4 water cooling holes here at the top, and they do have the rubber inserts. Moving down, you have a 140mm exhaust fan. You have a large ventilated section right here, and you have all of your expansion slots. Power supply, of course, is going to be mounted on the bottom, and there is filters here. Let me see if I can grab one here. Now, they're not normal filters. They're just these little pieces of, I don't know what you want to call it, plastic or whatever. They go in right there. I'm not really a fan of these because they're just flimsy and not the high end they're used to seeing in other cases, but that is what Inwin has installed on this case. Taking a look inside the case, you can see Inwin has gone with a toolless system for your 5 1/4 inch bays. Moving down, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hard drive trays. You can pull these trays out nice and easily, and they support 2.5 inch and 3.5 inch hard drives. Now, 3.5 inch hard drive installation is toolless. And the 2.5, you have to use screws, as most cases do, but these trays are very easy to use. They are made of plastic, but again, they are very easy to use. They slide right back in, just like that, and you'll lock them into place. You'll notice there is another 140mm fan on the hard drive trays, which is actually really cool. So in total, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total fans in this case. So you're going to get a lot of cooling. This is a lot of fans, stock on a case, which is really cool. From Inwin, you usually don't see that on hardly any cases, having 5 fans, stock with the case. So that is, one of the big features of this case. Moving along here, there is a little bar here that lifts your power supply off the bottom of the case to get some good airflow. You can fit another 120 or 140mm fan on the bottom of the case. Of course, you have your 2 fans right here, exhaust and top fan. There is an extremely large CPU cutout right there. So you're going to have no problem mounting your aftermarket CPU cooler with, the motherboard inside the case. You do have routing holes. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that do have the rubber inserts, and then you have another large one down here that doesn't. But don't worry about, cutting yourself or ripping the cables, because the sides of this are rounded, so you're not going to cut yourself. Taking the opposite side panel of the case off, you can just kind of see how everything is routed. You can see all of your cable routing holes. And one thing that I do like is, with a lot of cases, the cable routing holes up here, there's like a small little hole here that's very hard to get that CPU power up. So what Inwin has done is they just have this very large one that does have the rubber insert, so you're going to have no problem routing your CPU power or anything else up through this large hole. As far as space on the back here, I did a measurement. It's just under 1 inch. between the motherboard tray and the back of the case. So you shouldn't have any problems routing your larger cables back here, keeping everything out of the way. So that wraps it up for our overview of the Inwin GR1. Remember to check back very soon on ThinkComputers.org as we'll have the full written review of this product. And remember guys, if you like our videos, why don't you subscribe? Catch you guys later.